Do I though? Is the gambling working? Is the question. Looks like the gambling is working, which is great. I hope everybody is doing well. Makeup is not even. Um, I hope everybody's doing well. Tell me what you have for dinner. If you didn't like what you have for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Today is Sunday, November 26th, and the internet sucks for some reason around here. Um, Thank you, Nancy. Oh, look, everything's getting all discombobulated. You had popcorn for dinner with truffle butter. That sounds pretty good, actually. Um, Chili from your girl Wendy. I'm gonna say, yeah, girl. The little heart covers it up. Um, Popcorn would be good. I wanted to start out today sharing with you, I guess, like a PSA. I don't know. What has happened to Peloton lately? I got what I can only classify as one of the crappiest emails that made me think it was fake. That's how bad it was. Like, I know they had to let a lot of people go, but you're gonna see this email. I swear to God, you're gonna laugh. Because, okay, so here's the thing. I recently signed up for the Peloton app. I don't have a Peloton. And I wish I did, but I've used the app before and I signed up for the app. So I am expecting these emails. Like, yeah, they're not unsolicited. So I originally was like, oh yeah, a Peloton email, like that would be normal to come. I don't open them because I'm not really that interested and I can't afford a Peloton. But for some reason, I opened this one and it was, I got it. I mean, I have it made me laugh so hard that I've left it up this entire time and we have to share together. So give me 1 second while I pull it up. Um, I don't know because it said something like save seven. You gotta look at this. Oh God. Oh, this is from Peloton, the company Peloton. Okay, it is not a fake email. It is an actual Peloton email. It is so bad. It is literally like something I would have made in some computer class with HTML code. Like seriously, like the scrolling banner at the top and then his face. Oh, just gets me. I just wanted to share this. He is so taking it, right? I just I just thought, like, this is what they have. This is the best these Peloton people have. They must have got rid of their entire marketing department completely because this went through a number of people to approve this before it got sent to me, right? And remember, this is Black Friday sales, so this is probably a big time for them that they would like to be getting a lot more customers. I'm not kidding. I laughed so hard and then I laughed again and again and again. Also, I don't know if that's the look I would want to portray what, a Peloton user having. Um, I don't get it. Like, I literally went so far as to go, is this a scam email? Like, this is not even from Peloton. That's how bad it was. But no, it is indeed from Peloton. Treat yourself this holiday with a gift that keeps on giving, which is such a cliche term. Um, uh, $700 off your Peloton bike plus purchase and up to $550 off your Peloton bike purchase. Right there is the first. Oh, look, I never even noticed her. Don't sweat the price this season. Don't sweat the price. Oh, that's rich of them to say. Anyways, um, I just had to share that with you guys. I just thought it was some of the worst marketing I've had lately. Uh, yes, that does say I have 1,119 emails. Don't worry about it. Um, so let me scroll back up and look at the dinners that people had before we get going with what can only be called the second coming of Dismissal Dan. He was gone for quite a while. I was worried about him. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to jinx it. I just thought maybe he's like on a vacation, a different rotation, whatever. But I am glad that he is back. So, turkey soup, Cellulite Yoga Pants had. Um, Charlene, barbecue ribs, potato salad, sweet potato pie. I've never had sweet potato pie, as far as I'm aware. Um, Nancy just got here. Glad to see it, Nancy. Each and everything's here. Hi, welcome. Um, and did anybody else tell me what they had for dinner? If you work for Peloton, tell me that too. I'd really love to talk with them about the fucking email. Like, it's so bad. So bad. Oh, Cellulite Yoga Pants wishes she had the big day for dinner. It's really good if made right. You're making bread tonight and you're making Indian tacos. Is that appropriate nomenclature for that, Kristen? I live in British Columbia on unceded territory of the Lekwungen speaking First Nation. And they would we don't use the word Indian around here. Um, so I don't know if that's appropriate. Or, um, Courtney, you're having grilled fresh Sammy. Sounds really good. Well, you're thinking it's Indian as in East Indian? Oh, I don't think so. Fry bread is an Native American traditional food, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think I'm right. I am calling this. Kristen will come in and tell us, but I actually believe I'm right on this. Please be right. Please be right. Yeah, see, I was right. It's a Native American dish. So, inappropriate for me to say Indian, but um yeah, no, I was right. Fry bread, I know I've had fry bread before and so I'm assuming that it would be like a taco made with uh fry bread, but I don't know what's in it. Would you like to elaborate, Kristen? Um, I know these things. Anyway, so like I said, we have Dismissal Dan back. He's given the big D left, right, and center. And then after that, we also have what will follow, if I can make it happen properly, is members only. Could not remember. Uh, so After we do our Big D bond court, we will be having a members only. I will make sure it happens. And in the members only, we're going to be watching something very, very special and unique, a little different for the channel, but something that we are going to try and work in on Sundays for our members onlys. Some fabulous favorites, perhaps, but also mostly my favorites in reality. Um, Also, this is a phone holder, isn't it? So cute. Oh, Melanie, you're wrapping gifts for the 84 people? No, not Miss Carrie. Can't show that on here. Good try, though. Guys, it's terrible. I love it. Like I said, clock in for your shift by hitting the like button. Tell me what you have for dinner. Okay, Kristen's come through here. Fried dough with refried beans, hamburger meat seasoned with taco mix, lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese on top. Okay, very close. So, yeah. Okay. So like a Native American taco, we'll call it. I'll call it. 71 people came, Melanie. Wow. That's insane. What about the other 13 people? 13 people. That's like some people's twice the size of their normal dinner. That's crazy. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Buffalo mac and cheese. That sounds delicious, Miss Carrie. Yummy. Oh, I forgot. Still- See his face. Oh my God. It just makes me laugh every time. Every time. Indian is still used by the US federal government, so until they change it, I think it's fair game to say that. Well, in Canada, we also have that, but I just try and be cognizant. Plus, most of y'all thought she meant East Indian, and she didn't. So it's not as differentiating. Let's put it that way. I would never say it unless you would be, yeah. Like I said, live and work on the unceded territory, First Nations. If playback doesn't begin shortly, try restarting your device. I'm in the middle of a live. I think so.
You all ready at the jail?
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good morning, Ms.
Your
Tolles.
Honor.
All right, perfect. We've got Ms. Tolles here. All right, so I'll do the preliminary instructions and then we'll get the male for that needs the Spanish interpreter, and then once he's done, we'll do the female because we only have a few of them. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is November the 26th, 2023. The time is 10:59 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. My name is Judge Daniel Nagel. I'm going to go over some information with all of you all at the same time before I go over your individual case with you. First and foremost, I want to let you know that this is an informative hearing and not an evidentiary hearing. What that means is this is not a hearing where we decide guilt or innocence or whether you did actually commit the offenses that you are being charged with. This is merely an
Merely what, Judge? Oh, welcome, Trish. I'll try and support. I turned myself off. Mistake. I think that's yeah, it says as it goes, but also it's for reasons. Give me 1 second. You should have downloaded it like you would, but you didn't get around to it. No, you didn't. Experiencing interruptions? Find out why. Oh, I fucking know why, YouTube Daddy. If you could just stop fucking around with me, that would be super great. Second. Hayden, welcome. Um, Give me a second to quickly do this. I'll close up the dude laughing. Maybe that's really fucking us up. That ad from Peloton. Iowa Backyard Camps here. Oh, actually, this is perfect timing, guys. If you're not subscribed to Iowa Backyard Camp, right now is the time to do it. She is so close to 500. I think within 30 people to get to 500. We need to get her there. So please go ahead and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If somebody can pop the Iowa command in the chat, it's one of my favorites. Computer, shitty one. What kind of computer? What? Believe me, Tin Man, we know it's she. We don't all have computer daddies. Let's put it that way. Uh Anyways, I'm downloading it now. It'll be a moment and then we'll have it and then we'll watch it without the internet. So it'll be there we have it. Thank you, Streamlabs. Thank you, Elliot Pence, posting and saying, visit the channel where all critters are paid actors and the cams are dipped in peanut butter. I love it. It's one of my favorite sayings we have around here. Seriously though, I was stuck watching your camera the other day because there was how many? Like 3 different little mice. Maybe was one of them maybe a rat? Could it be a rat? I don't even like to say. Oh, look at that. It's downloaded. Give me a T-Rex, welcome. Uh and so glad to hear that, Nancy, that you've subscribed to Iowa's channel. That's so helpful. She's so close to 500. Central, no rats allowed. Good. Yeah, I agree. Um, Also, what are the odds that we've gotten ourselves a translator case in this one? Pretty good, I would say, if we're talking about me. Um, because they often are done. Okay, hold on. I'm closing all this out now. Putting that on there. Shouldn't see, but that's okay. And then we have this one. Oh, and the members only is going to be very good, you guys. I'll give you a secret. It's a Karen video.
The 8th, 2024. But again, if you bond out, you do not have to appear for your January 8th or January 9th court date. Okay. As it relates to your bond, if you are given a bond, I will tell you up front that we as judges don't set how much it actually costs to bond out through a bonding company. You can either go straight cash, which I believe you can do through the sheriff's office, or you can use a bonding company. Typically, a bonding company costs around 10 to 20% of whatever your bond is. So, as an example, for easy math, if you have a bond of $1,000, a bonding company is typically going to charge you somewhere between 10 and 20%, which is $100 to $200. There may be some other fees associated with that, but this is just a general guideline for those of you who have never been through this process before, okay? I do not know what other information a bonding company would require from you if you want a friend or a family member to bond you out. All right. So when I go over your specific case with you, I'm trying to get ahead of some of the questions that I get about bonds. Okay. Please do not ask for an OR or a recognizance or a signature or a judicial release bond. That has already been considered. So if you qualify for that, I will let you know. I assume that everyone would like to get out of jail, I'm sorry, with a signature or 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 a recognizance bond. I assume that you already want that, so you don't have to ask me for it. That consideration has already been given. Some of you may have special conditions of your bond. The most common types of special conditions are a stay away from a certain person. If you are told to stay away from a certain person, make sure you do not interact with that person at all. That means in person, through social media, telephones, Kik, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever creative way that you think that you can contact that person, don't do it, because what will happen is you are very likely to pick up new charges. You are very likely to have your bond revoked. And then when a judge sees that you violated a bond condition, guess what they're not likely going to do? Grant you a new bond. So unless you enjoy staying at the Clayton County jail, if you are told to stay away from someone, do not have any contact with them. Keep in mind, the no contact is placed on you, not them. So if they come around you, you need to leave wherever it is that you are and go somewhere else. Another type of special condition is to stay away from a certain location. Guess what? It's the same thing. If you are told to stay away from a certain location, you can go anywhere in the world except that place. If it is a residence and you have belongings there, then I will go over with you how to get your belongings there legally. It will involve you making contact with the Clayton County Sheriff's Office, and they will go with you to make sure that nothing happens between you and any other persons at that residence or that location. Okay. Otherwise, do not go back to that location until your case is resolved and you're allowed to go back, or later on down the road, you through an attorney has your bond modified to where you can go back. Okay. Next, we'll talk about preliminary hearing dates. Again, those are going to be either January 8th or January 9th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Lastly, I will ask if you want to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. All of you should have had an opportunity to fill out the court-appointed application that was given to you. If you did not fill it out, then I may have to ask you some personal questions, which you may or may not feel comfortable answering, but that was why you had the opportunity to do it before we went live. You do have the right to hire your own attorney at any stage. So even if you want to proceed with a court-appointed attorney now, you can change your mind later on down the road. But it is important that you leave today's proceedings either in the category of hiring your own attorney or having a court-appointed attorney. You also have the option to represent yourself. However, that is probably not the best idea for you unless you are an attorney, because you will be held to the same standard that practicing attorneys are, which includes knowing the rules of evidence and how to file motions and those types of things. Okay. It is important to keep in mind that you do still maintain all of your constitutional rights, the right to remain silent, other than the questions that I'm asking you. I'm not going to ask you the facts of your case, so please do not discuss the facts of your case with me. Again, this is not a hearing where you're going to present evidence or explain to me why officers got information incorrect or that's not how this incident happened, okay? You will save that for another time where you and your lawyer can discuss the best strategies on how to do those things, all right? Nothing today will impede your right to a trial by jury or a bench trial if that's what you choose, okay? Also, some of you may have some or all of your charges dismissed. If your case is dismissed, I'm sure you will be very happy or appreciative of that. However, the state could bring those charges back as long as it's within the statute of limitations. I'm not saying that they will. I'm not saying that they won't. It is not my job to tell law enforcement that your charges were dismissed for whatever reason that may be. It could be something as minor as leaving out a victim's name, or it could be a flaw in the warrant itself that is much graver than that. Either way, I just want you to know that if some or all of your charges are dismissed, they may come back. All right. Now, before we begin the individuals, I just need everyone to participate by please raising your right hand. All right, and then if you will please confirm that you swear or affirm that the statements that you make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you can say, I do.
I do.
Okay, all right, so we'll start with the inmate who needs Ms. Toll's services first, then followed by the females, please. And I think it's Marez.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get through him, but you can try today. We had him yesterday, sir.
Okay, is he present?
Yes, he's right here.
Okay. All right. Ms. Tolles, I just need you to, I know that you're not appearing on camera, but do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully and accurately, to the best of your ability, translate from the English to Spanish language and Spanish to English language on behalf of Mr. Marez?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right. If you can ask Mr. Marez what his name is, please.
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre? Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Ya llevo 5 años que traigo 2 enfermedades.
I've had 2 illnesses for 5 years.
I got it. Okay. If you'll let him know that this is a court proceeding where he needs to listen to you and answer the questions that you are asking him on behalf of the court.
What? What just happened? Seriously. Hi, Beverly. What is going on? I'm braiding my hair. I don't know, I'm having an ADD moment. But he looks like a villain. I'm gonna say that right now. Oh, so loud. So, of course, there's a translator, exactly. Which do we like better? Actually, this is a really good time for comparison. Do we like my hair like this or in a braid? I could do either. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. What we are going to do, although I think some of us may have seen some of these today. You like both. Well, it doesn't help me, Sashina. I sort of like both too. But I don't have other hair elastics that I could find, so that's why I was a little discouraged at the end there. Finished this great braid and I was like, and Your two known hair elastics are in your hair right now. Oh, this is going to take an hour plus, long past hours, Miss Carrie. This will be a long one tonight. I mean, we're just getting to the first guy and we're 30 minutes in. That's great.
Años que no
Señor,
andaba.
esta es una audiencia judicial, entonces tiene que escuchar las preguntas que le estoy haciendo por el señor juez.
La memoria no se me ha compuesto, ya me dejé terminar.
My memory has not gotten better.
Allí en Forest Park había comprado unas pastillas y
I bought some
era el
pills in
2020,
Forest Park.
y luego el 2022 y el 2023 allá en México.
Ms. Tulls, can you ask him if he knows where he is right now?
Y no,
Señor, ¿sabe usted dónde está en este momento?
y me decían que eran muy buenas las pastillas para que así me iba a componer mi
Your
medicina.
Honor, even though I am addressing Mr. Mars, he is not listening to me.
No se me ha
Okay.
compuesto la memoria.
Can you try to get his attention, ask him to pay attention to you, please?
La mayoría,
Señor,
la mayoría
Señor.
gente sí lo traen bien. Sí, miren, yo me pongo a hablar por lo que
Pero, señor Mares,
sí traigo aquí en mi, lo que
por favor, señor Mares, le estoy hablando. ¿Me puede oír?
sí, miren, sí.
Por favor, ponga atención. Le voy a hacer unas preguntas. Okay, go ahead, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Can you ask him his name, please?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Sí, sí, miren,
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
me llamo Bernardino Mares Mendoza.
My name is Bernardino Mares Mendoza.
Okay, Mr. Mares, do you understand that you are being charged with a crime?
Soy de allá de México.
Señor Mares, ¿entiende que a usted se le está imputando un delito?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, and do you understand that you're being charged with one count of entering auto, which is a felony?
Y entiende que se le está imputando un delito de entrada ilícito a un auto, que es un delito grave.
sí, pues sí.
Yes. Well, yes.
Okay. All right, I am going to set a bond in your case in the amount of $7,000.
Yo les digo que ya,
Señor.
ya 5 años, ya 5 años que traigo dos enfermedades.
It's been 5 years that I've had 2 illnesses. I'm going to repeat what you said, Your Honor.
Ya habían fallecido en 2020.
Señor,
Un hermano más chiquitito.
one of my brothers passed away in 2020. I'll try to get his attention for you again, Your Honor.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Mares,
Estoy escuchándole a la señora que dice.
señor Mares, le estoy imponiendo una fianza en la cantidad de $7,000.
Okay.
Miren,
You
Okay.
also have a special condition to not have any contact with Eder Alfaro and Elid Lucas.
y miren luego
Señor,
el último de 2020
señor Mares,
había fallecido otro hermano allá en el rancho allá de México. Sí, era más grande que ya.
señor Mares,
de mí. Sí,
señor Mares, si me puede poner atención, por favor.
soy
Se
Mares
lo-
Mendoza. Soy
Sí,
Mares.
señor, mucho gusto. Su fianza conlleva una condición especial que le prohíbe contacto con Eder Alfaro y con Elid Lucas.
And
Sí.
also not to return back to 4234 Jonesboro Road.
Él habla
Y que no regrese, señor,
inglés,
al
¿no?
4234 de la Jonesboro Road.
¿De qué?
His next court date is going to be on January the 8th.
What? Your Honor, I think that Mr. Mars is asking for a repetition. To
Oh.
not return to 4234 Jonesboro Road, is that right, Your Honor?
Correct.
Sí.
Señor, tiene una condición que no puede volver al 4234 de la Jonesboro Road.
No, miren, yo quiero que ya me lleven, a ver si me lleven allá a mi casa hoy.
Listen, I would like for them to take me to my house
Luego
today.
yo quiero ir a un doctor.
I need to see a doctor.
Okay, well, the sheriff's department will address that with you, but right now we have to get through this proceeding.
Bueno, señor, el departamento del sheriff resolverá eso con usted, pero por el momento tengo que darle esta información.
Sí, miren, sí, porque ya le digo, y no anda bien, mi cuerpo ya anda maltratado.
Okay, because I'm not well. My body is not well.
I understand. All right,
Entiendo, señor.
the next court date is going to be on January the
Yo
8th.
estoy pensando que la mayoría de gente trae sí
Ah,
trae memoria
Señor,
y yo la mía ya no la traigo mal, ya son 3 años. Sí,
señor,
años.
ponga atención, por favor. Su próxima audiencia será el 8 de enero.
Okay. Does he want to hire his own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
Señor, ¿usted va a contratar a su propio abogado o quiere que el juez le nombre un abogado de oficio?
Sí, miren, sí, quiero que sí, a ver si sí.
Yes, I would like that, yes.
Ya miren, ya mi papá había fallecido en 1980.
My father
papá
passed away in
falleció
1980.
en ese tiempo tenía 40, había cumplido 47 años.
Mr. Morris, listen.
Y yo estoy pensando
Escuche, señor Mares,
mi
escuche.
papá falleció.
Ms. Tolles, if you'll ask him to okay, there he goes. All right, just let him know that his next court date is going to be on January the 8th if he does not bond out. But if he does bond out, then he does not need to go to that specific court date.
Okay. Señor Mares,
Sí, Mares, que
sí, sí, sí. Su próxima audiencia será el 8 de enero. Esta será su audiencia si no sale bajo fianza. Pero si usted no sale bajo fianza, no tendrá que asistir a esa audiencia. ¿Ok?
Sí, pues sí, miren, así quedamos.
Ok.
Okay, all right. I believe that's all that we need of Mr. Morris.
Sí,
Ok.
That's it, sir.
Ya se puede retirar, señor.
él aquí habla en inglés, hablan en inglés.
Hold on.
You still need them, sir?
Well, was he asking, Miss Tolles, was he asking a question or was he just kind of just speaking?
Your Honor, he was speaking. I can ask him if he has a question.
Okay, ask him if he has a question as it relates to what we just went over, but nothing else.
Yes, sir. Señor Mares,
Sí, yo
señor
soy,
Mares, ¿tiene alguna pregunta sobre lo que le dijimos?
sí, soy Mares Mendoza.
Yes, I'm Mares Mendoza.
Sí.
Okay, all right, then I believe that we are done with Mr. Morris and he may want to be taken somewhere where he can be treated or get whatever illnesses that he has addressed.
Hablan inglés, yo ya no
Okay.
Bueno, señor, creo que ya hemos terminado de hablar con usted y que lo lleven a un lugar donde le pueden dar el tratamiento necesario.
Sí, pues sí, miren,
Okay, all right, he's good to go.
All right, thank you. Gracias, gracias.
está bien, sí, está bien.
All right, do we have any other inmates that need the services of Ms. Tolles?
No, sir, we're done with that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ms. Tolles.
I wanted to stop that earlier. I just really wanted to get through it. As somebody who dealt with somebody diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's when they were 50 years old, and then they died by 55, the speech pattern is recognizable even in another language, which is interesting to me. I don't normally find Spanish cases understandable like that, but I could just tell by his speech pattern he's suffering from some sort of memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's. I really hope that he is seen through a doctor, but I'm not exactly I'm not I'm not feeling like that will always happen. I somewhat wish the judge had been a little uh stronger with that. But yeah, it absolutely transcends languages. You could hear and you could feel the confusion in the speech pattern. I wouldn't doubt if there might be people looking for him, family members that are concerned. Um, he's very scattered, very, very, very scattered. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. Uh, and I'm not sure that proceeding would legally hold much water, to be honest with you. Just based upon his comprehension and level. Like if a lawyer was there, they would absolutely be asking for a competency hearing. So, anyways, let's just hope and pray that he's not held in custody until January. Jesus Christ, I hope not. MB is here. Who else walked in? Sorry, guys. Hard moment. Hard moment. But yeah, thank you. You think I look wonderful? Thank you. I'm looking for other hair elastics so I can braid my hair. It is this straight naturally. It doesn't hold any shape. I've tried, but it's not the easiest in the world. But Big D is back. Also, we are going to be having a members only after. Oh, Jay from Michigan. Hello. We're going to be having a members only after this, where we watch a crazy Karen, a crazy classic Karen, and I don't know, Kristen. I know they can't tell them what to do, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just so. And I think you're right, Miss Carrie. It's bogus charge, entering another's vehicle, and he's freaking probably confused. Like, this is frustrating. It's tough. It's really tough, these types of cases. Michelle, welcome. Thanks for being here. If you guys are just getting here, make sure that you've clocked in for your shift by hitting the like button. That is super duper, duper duper, super duper helpful to me. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're getting more subscribers every day. Thank you all. And if you want, join us for members only later tonight after this Big D Dismissal Dan bond court. Then make sure to turn your gifting on and also become a member if you want, I guess. Yeah, let's keep going. Like I said, it's going to be a long episode regardless, plus the members only. That's the way we do. That's the way we do, baby boo.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
All right, you too.
We got 3.
All right, let's do the females.
Are you just want them to come up one by one, or are you going in a certain order, sir?
I'll name them for you guys. That way it'll make it easier.
Okay.
We can start with Adrian, Kayla Adrian.
Wait. Can we do her last? She having a little issue.
Oh my goodness, we're already having issues, but thank you so much, Nancy. I so appreciate it. That's so awesome. Welcome, Michelle. Yay. It was a good day for you to become a member. We have just got memberships back, and I'm just relearning how to do all the membership stuff. So, but I have a fun little plan for us later. Jonathan as well. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Yay. And again, that was very sad, that gentleman before. Another reason to be careful and think about your family members if they're dealing with things like that. Thank you so much, Miss Iowa. Guys, make sure you please subscribe to Iowa's channel. She's so close to 500. Oh, there are, Tin Man. There are actually. There's lots of lurkers that have still turned on gifting, which I appreciate. You don't have to chat to get a membership. I think you have to watch. That's the key. I think chatting helps, but I don't think you have to chat. We have lots of lurkers and we love them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, because that.
Was you Jeremiah? Yeah.
Okay, we've got one. Do y'all have the JOTS system up and available?
No, we don't have the JOT system today.
Oh, okay. So she's gonna have to. So the next one is Myra Drake.
Yes, she's right here.
Okay, give me just a second, because she's going to have to sign. I can sign on my end, but she's going to have to sign on her end. Okay.
You need the JOT.
Okay. Are you Miss Drake?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Drake.
What did Miss Drake? Well, probably Tin Man, but I don't think so. What did she do? Yeah, guesses. Let's get guesses in. I'm seeing DV. I'm going with yeah, DV. You're right. I think you're right on the cellulite yoga pants. But on a funny note, I believe that she got into a fight at Waffle House when her eggs weren't cooked properly, jumping over the counter and throwing eggs everywhere. That's my other guess. What do we see? Meth, DUI, assault, slapped him, DV, bond violation, um, drugs. Yeah, if her bail's less than the last guy, we will see what happens. Also, Sashina's channel linked on the channel. What do we think? Hayden, hi. All right. This is a long one, so we're gonna have to call these. No more bets. No more bets. Closing all the bets. Assaults. Thank you, Miss Carrie. Under the wire, Melanie. Here we go.
Ms. Drake, you are charged with, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 3 traffic violations and then 1 misdemeanor count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, okay? So the first count of driving under the influence, I am going to set a bond of $3,000 on the violation of Georgia Controlled.
Hold on. This bitch got in her car drunk, and the old man was confused. He gets 7,000. She drives drunk for free. No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Substances Act, I'm going to set a bond of $2,000. On the open container charge, I'm going to set a bond of $5,000. And on the impeding flow of traffic, I'm going to set a bond of $500. So it should be $3,000, $2,000, $500, $500 for a total bond of $6,000. Okay. Give me just a second. Let me see if you fill out a court-appointed form.
Yeah.
Richmond County.
You said 6,000 was the total?
That is correct.
Okay.
I'm just looking for the court-appointed form real quick because they don't have the online one available. Okay. Okay, you did fill one out, so
Yes.
I don't know how this is going to go. Your next court, are you going to be able to bond out?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well then, if you do bond out, you do not have to appear on January the 9th, okay? But if you don't, you'll have court on January the 9th for a preliminary hearing. Now, you do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Hire my own attorney.
Okay, you want to hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me just a second. Let me,
Humble brag. Judge, why so close to the mic?
okay. Now, at any point in time, you can change your mind if that's the case, okay?
Okay.
Do you know which attorney you're going to hire or not yet?
I do, but I can't remember her last name at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I just want to make sure that you follow up on that because it's very important. You don't want to, you know, they're minor charges, but DUI comes with a lot of stuff. That's the most serious misdemeanor that you could probably get. Okay.
Okay. Question.
Give me just a second.
Okay.
Let me make sure because your particular paperwork is on a system that is kind of new to us. So I want to make sure that I have everything done, but I will give you an opportunity to ask a question. I promise. Okay, we're reviewing time. Okay, what is your question?
You said I would have the opportunity to change if I like, what is the process if I did want to change to a court appointment?
Sure. So your next court date will most likely be what's called an arraignment calendar, and your arraignment, that's when you'll have an opportunity if you haven't hired a lawyer to speak with someone about a court-appointed attorney.
Okay, and that would be the January 9th.
No. It'll be later on down the road. I can't tell you when that particular court date will be because it just depends on how long the solicitor's office takes, whether they want to go forward with your case, whether they do or not, or what, you know, whatever investigation that they need to complete. Okay, so that one I can't tell you. Do you have any other questions?
will that be mailed out to me that day?
Yes, so make sure that whatever address you use for when you bond out, make sure that that's an address where you're going to be able to get your mail, even if it's, I mean, obviously people move and stuff like that. So anytime you change your address, if it's not the one that you're going to use today or tomorrow or whatever, come back to the courthouse and check in with the clerk's office to make sure that they know, because if you miss your court date, you know that leads to a warrant and all types of things that you probably don't want. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, give me just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and let's see if I can sign. Okay. Order successfully signed. Okay. So it looks like, let me see, first appearance. I just want to make sure. Okay. Bond CA forms. It looks like I've done everything, Miss Drake. So the only thing that needs to be done is that they'll need to take you to a computer so you can sign for your bond conditions, okay?
Okay.
And they should know how to do that because again, your paperwork is on this new system. So as soon as you sign it, those should take effect immediately, and then you'll be able to contact somebody about getting you bonded out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Drake.
Thank you.
I have to take an in, take an intake.
He's saying he's around.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
All right, good.
All right, next we have Nicolette Mon.
Okay. Oh, let me see. Hold on.
No, Kristen, he is not the type of judge that goes easier on any one type of person, but he goes to the law as much as he can. He dismisses more cases than any judge I've ever seen. Not just traffic citations either. I'm talking about like real dismissals. There we go. We got the hair braided. I just realized, I was like, oh my God, I don't need to, oh, but see how they're uneven? That's weird. Wow, I can't fix that. So, my sister's the hairdresser, not me. Also, Philip's welcome here. Philip Heels, Hugh Bowman. He should have dismissed the old man. I'm going to tell you, I don't know that the old man, that was judicially acceptable upon review. I really don't know that that would count as a knowing and like willingly, you know what I mean? Like there's just so much wrong with that. There was a lot wrong. Anyways, let's keep going. If some of you are here and you may have watched some of these, we might have seen earlier on Mikey's channel. He did some crazy Sunday morning live stream. He got so excited to see Dismissal Dan, he just went live.
What is your last name?
Guys, speak up a little bit.
What's your last name again?
Mon, M-O-N-D.
Oh, okay. Give me just a second.
You need to write down your phone and stuff.
Do I not have your stuff? I just need to find your paperwork. 1 second, Miss Mono. Oh, here we go. I have it. We're doing the wrong one. Y'all gotta be patient with us because we're working on a new system, so. Good to go now. All right, Miss Mond, and then after Miss Mond, let's get Tindano.
Yes, sir.
After Miss Mond. All right, Miss Mond, you are charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. This one is marked as a felony. However, I'm dismissing that charge against you because I do not have any information as it relates to who the victim is. You know, for all I know, it could be your mom or your sister or your cousin or best friend, and they report it stolen. You get it back, and you're not the one who stole it. So I don't know. But remember what I said, that the charges could come back. Okay, I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that they could. So do you have, as long as you don't have anything else that's holding you in the Clayton County Jail, you will be good to go. So do you have any questions?
I do have a question. I'm not sure if you can answer it. They said my phone, they said they took my phone, they said it's
Ma'am, fucking run away. What else do you need to hear? He just dismissed your charges. He made me dance. I don't know why you are not just turning around and leaving. Oh, her phone. Oh, well, that is one thing I may actually ask about. Hmm.
evidence. So do I gotta, do we have to go back to the police? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take care of that question. So, I don't know if there's going to be an ongoing investigation. I'm just literally presented with just a few sheets of paper, and there's written evidence on there, and there's statements and stuff like that. So I reviewed that, and based on that, I didn't feel like there was enough to move forward with your case. What happens after that, I don't really have a ton of control. I can only control Judges only have a very limited amount of things that they can control, unfortunately. And so my authority ends at this hearing. So I can just tell you I'm dismissing the case. But again, I don't know if they're going to do a further investigation and bring the charges back later on. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, Miss Mon, please don't come back.
Sir, we got the jot system again is set up, so we'll have, Ms. No, we'll
Miss
have
Drake.
Ms. Drake sign as soon as we get it set up.
Okay, perfect. And then let's get Tindano.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that face she got. That's a little bit of a funny face she's given us. What did she do? I think we've heard this one. I can't remember it though. But who cares? We know it's all for fun around here. What do we think happened with this lady? Look at that face she's got. That is a bit of a guilty face if I ever saw one before. But, I have been accused of having guilty face syndrome when I'm not always guilty. It's not always me. Uh, she whooped someone's ass, meth, shoplifting, assault, drugs, stealing cosmetics, sold glue, DUI, DV, drugs. She's a Molly girl. I'm a Molly girl. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's why she's got that look in our eyes like, hey, can I touch your whole body and make every bit of it tingle with excitement? Hit and run. Okay, no more bets, no more bets, no more bets. She whooped someone's ass stealing wigs. That's right.
All right. What is your name, ma'am?
Melvina Tindano.
All right, Ms. Tindano, you were charged with 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and then 1 count of loitering and prowling. Give me just a moment. Let me pull your court-appointed application here.
Drugs and loitering and prowling.
So, the 2 violations of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, those are both felonies. I am going to grant a bond in your case. Bond is going to be $4,000 for each count. And then the loitering or prowling, that bond is going to be $1,000. Let me see here. I am going to put a special condition to not return back to 8970 Thomas Road.
Okay.
And that's in Jonesboro. That's Independence Park. So don't go back.
Also, I talked to Presto this morning while this was being shown on Credence and Mikey, and he said that Independence Park is lovely during the day, but as soon as it gets dark, it's dangerous. Don't go. What else was I going to say? Can't remember now. I really can't remember. Shit.
Okay.
to that location, all right? And I don't think that that will be an issue. So your total bond is $9,000. Your next court date is going to be on January the 8th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be represented by a court or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do? Okay. Let's see. Okay. I will grant that. Oh, put the wrong thing on here. CAA. Okay. All right, Ms. Candano, I have granted that request. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, good luck to you, ma'am. Let's do White.
What?
Are you Miss White?
Yeah.
All right, Miss White, you are charged with one count of financial transaction card fraud, which is a felony. I am going to grant a bond in the amount of $2,000. Your next court date is going to be on January the 8th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Are you going to be able to make bond?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I would like to hire my own.
Okay. Do you have somebody in mind already or no?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay. Did you hear what I told the other person about hiring their own attorney? You can change your mind later on down the road, but just make sure that you get with the attorney as quickly as possible so they can file the appropriate paperwork and know when your court dates are and things like that, okay? All right. Do you have any questions? Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Warner.
Thank you.
All right.
Ready for Taylor, Adrian.
Okay. Okay. Are you Miss Adrian?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. All right, Miss Adrian, you are charged with one count of battery family violence, which is a misdemeanor. I am going to set a bond of $2,000 and one count of obstruction of an officer, also a misdemeanor. I'm going to set a bond of $1,000. Your total bond is $3,000. You do have a couple of special conditions of your bond. You do have special condition to not have any contact with David Queen. Okay. I remember now. Hopefully, you were paying attention to.
Hold on now. Battery of a family member, $3,000. Again, in comparison with the gentleman who did not know what the fuck was going on for $7,000. Oh, Judge, I know you've been off for like 8 weeks or 6 weeks or 4 weeks, but man, now I'm afraid. Am I gonna just like lose all my YouTube abilities if I take a week off?
What I said earlier. I'll give you a chance to ask a question. Hold on. Don't talk yet. Yeah,
He's ready.
I got you. Listen, I'll give you a chance to ask a question when I'm done going through this stuff, but I have to go through it first, and then I'll ask if you have any questions, okay? Now, don't talk to me about the facts of your case or why that person is important and all that, because this is being live streamed and being recorded, and anything that you can say may be used against you in the future. So keep that in mind, okay? So special condition number 1, do not have any contact with David Queen. Also, do not return back to the 1902 Lake Harbin Road address. It appears that that is a residence that you stay at. So I assume that you have belongings that need to be collected from there. That's fine. You can either A, have someone get belongings for you until your case is resolved or your bond conditions are modified, or B, I'm putting on your bond order that you can go to the sheriff's office. They will go with you to that location to where you can get your belongings. That saves you from picking up any new charges. That saves you from having any conflict with anybody that's at that location. Okay. So that's how you get your belongings from there. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th if you do not bond out. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
To be honest, I ain't got nothing to do with them anyway, so it ain't nothing new to me.
Yes or no?
That means a yes.
Okay. All right. So if you bond out, you know that you don't have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire an attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I ain't even have the money for nothing. I
Okay,
probably
so-
won't even bond myself out anyway. I don't have money.
I don't have no family, no nothing.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. So I assume that you want me to consider a court-appointed attorney for you. Is that correct?
Good.
Okay. I will grant that request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions about your case?
The officer destruction, that was not my fault.
Okay,
He
remember
asked
what
me,
I
I didn't care, though.
listen, Miss Adrian, remember what I said. This is not, even if I
But
believe,
I didn't feel
listen,
like-
stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, this is where I speak and you listen. Even if what you're telling me is true, I don't have the power to change it. So you can be frustrated that I don't have the power. That's okay. This is not an evidentiary hearing. I said it at the beginning. If you were listening, you would know that, right? So save it for a judge who can make an evidentiary ruling. I am not the one that you need to tell this to, okay? Save it for you and your lawyer.
That I
Okay.
have mental health and stuff.
Are you done with her, sir?
Well, do you have any other questions?
Yes.
What is your question?
I'm not talking about my case. Please, let me ask a
What,
question.
what is your question?
Have you read all my mental health cases and
We
stuff?
don't do that.
I have not, so that is not relevant to this. Do you have any other questions?
Yes.
What's your
I
question?
know a lot of things about that couple of these officers here.
Mhm.
No,
Well,
right. Not right.
Do you want your food or not?
ma'am.
Come on.
Miss Adrian, those are not questions that I can assist you with. Y'all hold on a second.
Come on. Get her out of here. That's
I don't have any other females. Is that correct?
Ominously pans over to the first aid kit.
okay, record. They won't.
Once earlier, I played watch it
All
in
right, I
the
have
bag.
Trenton Bell.
Yeah, roll over it.
Now over the gloves, even more ominously. Now, most court channels will cut this out. You'll never hear this.
Roll you over. Fix it up. Ready? On three.
Take her shoes with her. Take her shoes with her. All right, sir, we about to bring meals out.
Okay, start with Bell. I've got Bell, then Bella or Jallo.
Hi.
Hey, hold on.
He want to go in order. He want to go in order. Bill.
Got security risk.
Judge, we have security risks, so we thought we'd try to get those three out of the way first, if that's okay with you. It's three security risk inmates.
Who is it? Is it the ones that jumped the other inmate?
Wait, you play more? Callaway.
Okay, I got the name.
Okay.
Just
We
bring them
got
up.
Mr. Taymon Callaway,
Okay.
Cherry, Monte Harris, Michael Homosabal, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, John.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me Callaway.
Who is Callaway?
We'll go
Okay,
home.
let's go.
You got
Let's show the judge and
Wait,
have,
right there.
answer the questions.
Okay. All right. Are you Mr. Callaway?
You need to write them down there.
Okay. All right, Mr. Callaway, you are charged with one count of battery, misdemeanor. I'm going to set a bond of $10,000. Obviously, I don't think you control being near a Mr. Carlos Powell, but I don't think that they're going to put you near him anymore. So if you see him out and about for whatever reason, just don't have any contact with him. I don't know why you're already there, but I'm sure you don't want to compound your issues by making it worse for yourself. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th. But if you make bond on these charges and then you finish up whatever it is that you're already there for, then you don't have to appear. If not, they'll just bring you over. Okay. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed attorney.
Okay. All right. I will grant that request for you, Mr. Callaway. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, Mr. Callaway. Good luck to you, sir.
Now get ready, your housing.
I'm just going back. Stand out right here.
Yeah, they sound, give them a sound. Good job.
All right. Who's next?
Come on, sir. Come on. What's your name?
Yes.
Monte Harris, sir.
All right, Mr. Harris, give me just a moment, sir. Okay. A little bit different.
You going you told me all the people before.
Yes.
Okay, so once we done it, then we keep on voting. We just.
Juicy.
All right, Mr. Monte Harris, sir, you are charged with one count of battery. Bond is going to be $5,000, and then one count of aggravated assault. The battery charge is a misdemeanor. Bond of $5,000. This aggravated assault is going to be $25,000. So your total bond is going to be $30,000. Just like I told the last gentleman, I don't think you have any control over being around Mr. Powell, but to the extent that you see him, just do not have any contact with him. Your next court date is going to be on January the 8th, but if you bond out and you're out on those other charges or whatever reason that you're in custody, you do not have to appear for that court date. Otherwise, they'll just bring you over. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed.
Okay, I will grant that request for you, Mr. Harris. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, Mr. Harris, good luck to you.
Oh, no, matter of fact, I said,
yeah.
I was like, so I can't even ask you about that. Hey, never mind.
Well, hey, Mr. Harris, I don't know if, I know there are a couple of y'all that are charged in this incident. And so I can't decide which charges to charge you with. I can only say if they're enough evidence to proceed. So some of you may have more charges than others. If that's what your question was, why somebody has certain charges and why you have other charges, I don't know. That's just the way that it happened, but I'm sure it'll get sorted out later on down the road. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Mr. Michael Hunsaban.
All right, sir. Give me just a moment. Let me get your paperwork.
No, I'm just gonna get in line.
Oh.
All right, sir. What is your name? You are charged with one misdemeanor count of battery. The bond is $5,000. One felony count of aggravated assault. The bond is $25,000. The total bond is $30,000. I don't know if you can control being around Mr. Powell, but to the extent that you see him around in the Clayton County Jail, just don't have any further contact with him. Your next court date is on January the 8th, but if you bond out and you're not in custody, then you don't have to appear for that. Otherwise, they'll just bring you over for your preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Appointed.
Okay. All right, I will grant that request. Do you have any questions, Mr. Homsabath?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Homsabath, good luck to you.
All right, you have a blessing.
We're gonna have next is Mr. Burgess, sir.
Is that all the people that are security risks?
Yeah, it was two more left. So they
Okay.
said they need to go first.
Okay, so who we got? Burgess?
Yes, sir, Robert Burgess. Come on, Mr. Burgess. And then the last person will be Edward Cherry, and then we'll be ready for your order.
Okay.
No,
Mr. Burgess.
Thing too. Yes, sir.
Are you Mr. Burgess?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Burgess, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, which is a felony. The bond is going to be $6,000. That's the warrant ending in 820. Then you have a second charge of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, which is also a felony. Bond warrant ending in 821. The bond is $3,000. So your total bond is $9,000 total. Okay. You do have a special condition of your bond. Do not return back to 5995 Riverdale Road in Riverdale. That's the get and go. I guess that's either a gas station or a convenience store.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
I worked there. I worked there.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I can't let you go back there because the allegations are you were doing things that you shouldn't have been. Now, I'm not saying that you're guilty, but I'm saying that you can't go back there. Okay, so you'll need to see if they can transfer you to another store or something, but I can't have you back on that property with the allegations that are against you. Now, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for your preliminary hearing, but if not, your next court date is going to be on January the 8th.
Hey, sir, they don't no respect, Judge. They don't. That's on the store that they have. Sir. I'm saying that's my life. That's my job. I'm saying I don't got it. Whatever the other thing that don't got to take place. I got kids. Judge.
Give me just a second. I'll let you ask a question if you want to. I mean, let me get through this real quick, okay? Now, you do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Consider for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
Make arrangements to get a free will attorney.
Okay. All right. I'm going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. Now, let's go back to the special conditions.
I don't. I'm saying that, and then no disrespect. I'm saying okay, that was underway, not what it's. I don't know. I'm from a different place. Even though, you know, a lot of places marijuana is a lot.
Sure.
I understand the respect to the Georgia law that was explained to me. Like I said, I don't got to partake in that, but that's my job. You know what I'm saying? It's just and the amount of marijuana they got off me. No disrespect. Come on now. No disrespect, Judge.
Mr. Burgess, I understand you're being polite and cordial and stuff, so I appreciate that. However, you have to understand it from my point of view, right? You have to look at it from my point of view. I'm not saying that you're a bad guy. I'm not even saying that you're guilty of these offenses. Give me just a second.
I will say one thing. Should I say that? I won't say one thing. I'll tell a story about someone who isn't me. Someone who isn't me once managed a dispensary prior to legalization, selling pounds and pounds of marijuana out in the open at a street front business when it was illegal. Like, if that was his job and that's what he's doing, then I wouldn't be surprised if he did still have his job. But if it was, you know, not, then it's like a side gig. That's different. But someone who isn't me, I mean, I also worked at a dispensary, but
Because I'm looking at something, okay?
Job, Judge. Like I say, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I clean up and around the community. I don't got the other shit. They don't got to take place, but I need to protect my welfare. You know what I'm saying? It's my job. I got 2 kids that depend on me, sir. Then I'm doing research about global warming, all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking. Finally, man, let me talk. Man, let me
Just
talk.
hold on, Mr. Burgess. Remember that we're being live streamed, so anything that you could say, they can come back and look at this. So you don't want to say anything incriminating against yourself, okay? Just hold tight. You wanna keep it cool and not say anything. I'll tell you what, this is what I'm going to do.
Yes, sir.
And it's not something that you're probably going to do jumping jacks and head over heels for. I appreciate the fact that you are employed, and I like that, and I don't want you to be unemployed. However, and you didn't, this is not a crime of violence.
And then it comes, okay.
You think they're going to keep you employed there?
Yeah, I talked to the man. I talked to the man last night. I'm saying why all this went down, how it went down. I'm saying.
Because normally I don't do this, but I'll tell you what.
What?
I'm going to put in here that you can't go back there unless you're employed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that achieves my goal.
Yes, sir.
And it achieves your goal. So if you don't work there,
Yes, sir.
you can't go there. We clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna write it on there.
Yes,
I try to be fair.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't want you to lose your job. I want you to be gainfully employed and not get in any more trouble.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Even if it's something minor like this, you see, it could still end you up in the Clayton County Jail, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you seem like somebody that enjoys your freedom, right?
Of course I do.
Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm changing one of the charges from felony to a misdemeanor. So on the felony charge, the bond is $6,000. On the misdemeanor, it's $1,000. So I saved you $2,000. So your total bond is $7,000 versus $9,000. Okay, because they basically charge you for the same thing twice, but that doesn't really make sense. So, all right, your new bond total is $7,000. Okay. And do not go back to the get and go unless you're employed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if an officer rolls up on you and you're there and they ask the management, does he work here? And they say no, guess what happens?
No, still, they're not gonna say, but I got you, sir.
Okay, all right. Your request for a court-appointed attorney is approved. Do you have any other questions?
No problem.
All right, Mr. Burgess, don't come back here.
I got you.
I expect not to see you again, sir. All right, who's next?
Mr. Cherry, Edward Cherry.
All right, Mr. Cherry. All right, Mr. Cherry, give me just a moment, sir. Let me get your paperwork, okay? You're a little bit taller than the camera allows. Can we get that adjusted for him?
Yes, and we're not gonna pause it. I've seen this one too. I think this is after this one we might have stopped it.
Oh, he's in jot. Okay. All right, Mr. Cherry, give me just a moment because you are in the new system, so I got to switch over real quick.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to log back in. All right, Mr. Cherry, you are charged with one count of unlawful acts or violence in a penal institution, one count of inciting a riot, and one count of obstruction of an officer. I am dismissing the. Give me just a second. 19. Why is it not 18? 18. 130. Okay. Okay. On the unlawful acts. Are you sure you want to switch timelines? Oh, hold on. There we go. All right. So for the unlawful acts of violence in a penal institution, the bond is going to be $4,000. On the rioting and a penal inciting a riot, I'm dismissing that charge against you. And then the obstruction is going to be $1,000. So your total bond is going to be $5,000. Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be on January the 9th. But if you bond out, January the 8th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire an attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Give me a attorney, court appointed attorney.
Court-appointed attorney? I got you. Okay. Let me make sure I'm going to approve this. So save and refresh. Okay. Summary. 4,000 dismiss 1,000. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this. Okay. And then you will be able to sign off as well. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Sperry?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. I did approve the court-appointed request. All right. Let's see. Next, I have Trenton Bell.
We have Omar. Oh, do you have Omar, sir?
Omar Jola.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know his name. His name was.
Yes, he was going by a different name.
Yeah.
Are you Mr. All right, sir. What is your name, sir?
Well, it get complicated. They both names, but you got changed in second grade from Jalo to Bot. But I never got the birth certificate for Bot, so I couldn't make an ID that said Bot. So
I understand. I get it. I get it. I hear you. Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I guess my question to you is Omar Jalo, is that the name that you originally had and then it changed?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
Is Jalo though, because I couldn't get the birth certificate.
Okay, no problem. The reason why I asked, we just have to make sure that you're the right person in front of us. If your name wasn't even anything close to that, then we'd have an issue. All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. I'm dismissing that charge against you because I don't know who the owner is. Maybe it's your property that you stole. I don't know. Okay. Now, did you hear what I said earlier about the possibility of charges being brought back?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if they're going to be brought back or not. I'm not going to tell anybody to bring them back. That's none of my business. But that particular charge is being dismissed because they didn't put a victim in there. Okay. The loitering and prowling charge misdemeanor, the bond is $1,000. Okay.
That's what 5%, 10% of that.
100 to 200. That's quick math. But again, I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician, so don't hold that against me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
I hope so.
Okay. Me too. All right. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th. So if you don't bond out, that'll be your next court date. But if you do bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Okay.
All right.
You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Point.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. How old are you?
Huh?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, speak.
Oh, got it. Okay. The reason there's a delay between when I speak and when you speak. That way, if you talk immediately after me, it gets cut off. Okay. Did you graduate high school?
I did.
Okay. What school did you graduate from?
North Plain High School.
Okay. All right. Very good. Just want to make sure that was done.
Good job.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. All right. So as of right now, the only charge being bound over is the misdemeanor loitering or prowling. And I am going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions? Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Mr. Bell, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. 56, the felony version. The bond is $3,500. Your next court date is going to be on January the 8th if you do not bond out. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
I hope so, sir.
Okay, I got you. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Second,
The court-appointed attorney?
whichever one y'all give me.
I got you. Oh, let's see. How old are you?
19.
Got it. Did you graduate high school?
No, sir.
Are you still in school?
No, sir.
Gotcha. Okay. You need to get that taken care of. I can't put any special conditions on you as it relates to that because you're not in school, but I would highly encourage you to make that happen. A lot of doors are closed to you unless you learn a skill, plumbing, air conditioning, electricity, something like that. But anyway, just trying to give you some life advice. I am going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions about your case?
The bond, like with a 10%, do you know how much it would be?
So if again, I'm not a mathematician, I'm an attorney. I hate doing math, but you're looking at somewhere between $350 and $700. Rough estimate. That's a rough estimate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Bell. All right. What's your name, sir?
Probably a child.
All right, Mr. Childs, you were charged with one count of a misdemeanor possession of drug-related objects. I am going to grant a bond of $1,000 and one count of solicitation. The bond is $1,500. So your total bond is $1,500. You do have the right to hire. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th. Do you, well, let me ask you this. You have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I would like to know how many days do I have to set him to be pertaining to a working day for that charge to be obsolete.
Well, the thing about it is, Mr. Childs, you haven't been convicted. So what'll happen is, well, are you going to be able to make your bond or no?
No.
Okay, because you're only charged with misdemeanors, you can have your case go up to state court faster than January the 9th. So it's a faster process. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing or do you want to have a preliminary hearing?
And waive that and go straight to the
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll need to sign a piece of paper indicating that you want to waive your preliminary hearing.
Right.
Okay, and then they'll send it back to me and I'll do that. So that way your case gets in front of a judge in state court faster. And then the question that you ask me will become a lot more relevant. Okay. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or a court-appointed attorney?
If not, I'll just represent myself.
No, we'll get you.
Okay.
I'll approve it for a court appointed. So I just need Mr. Childs to sign his waiver of preliminary hearing and then sent back to me, please. Mr. Childs, do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
You got it?
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Childs.
Thank you.
Let me sign your waiver. So we're gonna skip Mr. Edwards right now. We need to do him last.
Okay. Give me a second.
So.
What is your name?
Rufus Gamble.
Okay, Mr. Gamble, you are on our new system. So give me just a second.
Oh, Mr. Gamble, you are on the new system? Oh, please be working when I'm talking, but I can't see it because I went down. Oh, it is working. Oh, part of me wished it wasn't there when I was singing. What did we think he did? let's get our guesses in, ladies and gentlemen. What do we think Mr. Gamble gambled upon legally and then lost, evidently? Also, hello, Sven. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Seriously, what do we think that Mr. Gamble is here for? I'm going with burglary. Miss Carrie's saying drugs. Get your votes in now in the chat. Another thing I'm going to ask you to do is if you're just getting here, make sure that you clock in for your shift by hitting the like button. Okay? It's so helpful to me. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It is growing. If you want to be in the 1000 club, in fact, the 650 club, do it. Okay, I'm seeing DUI, DV or a gas station fight, robbery, DUI on a rider mower, robbed a barber shop. Rufus Gamble is a great pimp name. I have to agree, that is a good pimp name. Straight pimpin', possession, drugs and resisting, DUI. I see a lot of DUIs. It is a Sunday morning. Stealing an Ewok. Disney would never allow that. They will prosecute to the nth degree. That's it. No more bets. No more bets. Here we go.
Have to log back in.
All the way back. No, you haven't. Oh, I think about one. You don't need to walk. Listen. Straight shot.
Okay. Gamble.
Judge,
All
like
right,
rub
sir,
it in
you
more
are
that you're married.
charged with 1 count of loitering or prowling misdemeanor. The bond is going to be 1,500. On the theft by receiving stolen property charge, that is being dismissed. On the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, the bond is 2,000, and possession of drug-related objects, the bond is 1,000. So your total bond is $4,500. I am dismissing the theft by receiving charge against you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, did you hear what I said earlier? Those charges may come back. I'm not saying that they will come back. I'm just saying that they could come back. I'm not going to tell anybody to bring them back. That's not my business. Okay.
Yes.
You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I take a court-appointed attorney.
Okay. Then I will grant that request for you. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Gamble, about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. Give me just a second. Let me sign these documents. To do it electronically. Oh, hold on.
We wait and judge. Don't forget, after this, there's a members only, guys.
Okay. All right. I believe that they have been signed. All right. Any other questions for you, sir?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Gamble. They'll get you to sign on your end, and so you'll have a copy of your bond order and stuff. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. No problem. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Give me just a moment. Switch back. All right. What's your name, sir?
Rodney Glaze, sir.
Mr.
What do we think? What do we think? What do we think he did? Put it in the chat just right now. Cellulite yoga pants, you're great. I love it. It will give us some of my favorite ever Karen videos and body cam videos and arrest videos that we don't normally watch on this channel, but we're gonna go over them together because some of them are a fucking laugh. Okay, battery. Ohio, just Ohio. That's a crime, right? Drugs, Dugs. DV. Assault. Stole panties in a break-in. Oh, buy your panties, folks. Don't steal them. Drugs. Sashina, no worries. Sashina is working hard at her new video. Please make sure you subscribe to her channel as well. Snoop's loser cousin. Selling scorpions on the dark web. There we go. Is the members only tonight? Yes, Dana. It will follow this one by approximately 15 minutes. But I don't know when that will be, so. Receiving stolen goods, finger painting with his own feces. Ew. Scuffed Dismissal Dan's shoes. Sniffs them. No more bets. No more bets. No more bets. Let's go.
Glaze. Mr. Glaze, you are charged with 1 count of simple assault family violence, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be $4,000. You also charged with 1 misdemeanor count of battery. The bond is going to be $4,000. And then 1 misdemeanor count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. The bond is going to be $2,000. So your total bond is going to be $10,000. So 442. Okay. Now, you do have special conditions of your bond to not have any contact with Miss Ayana Glaze and Camilla Blakely. Now, I understand that those may be family members of yours, but until your bond is modified or your case is resolved, don't have any contact with them. Also, do not return back to the 4228 Murray Lake Court address in Forest Park. However, that appears to be a residence where you have your stuff. So you can either A, go to the sheriff's department and they'll go with you to go and get any belongings that you need to live and things like that. Putting that in your bond order, or you can have someone go to the residence for you and get some stuff that you may need, okay? But until your bond is modified or your case is resolved, do not go back to that particular address. Now, your next court date is going to be on January the 9th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court-appointed.
Okay. I will grant that request for you, Mr. Glaze. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, I don't.
All right, Mr. Glaze, good luck to you, sir.
All right.
All right, what is your name?
There's Green.
All right, Mr. Green.
What did he do? What did he do? Mikey, your guess was late last time. You'll have to do it quicker this time. You like my hair? Thank you. We did an on-screen poll and decided that it was braids versus loose pigtails. All the better for pulling and fucking me with, I guess. So get in your votes for this one. Drugs, DUI, huffing gold paint, high as fuck. DV, grape. Thanks, Melanie. Bringing down the mood. DV. What else? Assault. Home Depot theft. Dana, I love it. Driggs. Catnapping. How could they? Not ever. Endangerment of a child. Which degree? Cellulite yoga pants. Please be specific. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay. Driving without a license. Bets closed. That's it. No more bets. Let's go.
Mr. Green, you are charged with 1 misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. The bond is going to be $5,000. Do not have any contact with Brian Kuntz, and do not return back to 4296 Rock Lane Drive in Conley. If that is an address where you have belongings, you can go there with the sheriff's department, but just don't show up saying that you are allowed to get your stuff, because that'll get you in more trouble. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I'm going to hire an attorney.
Okay. Do you know who you're going to hire?
His name is Mike Stinson.
Okay. You said Mike Stinson?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Well, just make sure that he knows to file the appropriate paperwork and get on your case as quickly as possible. And if he does this type of work, he'll know what to do. All right, Mr. Green, do you have any other questions about your case? Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Green. What's your name, sir?
What did he do? I think that his last name is Harris, but I'm not quite sure. Let's get a guess in. Yeah, it was a great surprise this morning, Mikey, to have a stream of yours. I mean, who wouldn't get excited? Like Dana said, who wouldn't get excited about Dismissal Dan, a random Dismissal Dan stream? They are gold. Seriously, more dismissals from this guy than we get from any fucking judges. I challenge anybody, but any other YouTuber, to come up to me and show me another judge who consistently does as many dismissals on non-traffic cases. I don't think that we're gonna find one. Okay, let's see what we got. Trespassing. B&E of Mickey D's drive-through window. He wanted nuggets. Oh, now I want nuggets. DUI, drugs, driving with a revoked license, DUI, prowling, manufacture, CS, and paraphernalia. What are we manufacturing? Talking to the Bell Witch, Beverly. Drugs, battery. Hi, J Matt. Brian and Kimmy. He said the F word in KCC chat. You're allowed to say the F word here. Sexual battery of a battery. Ooh, that sounds ouchy. Choking the chicken, battery. No more bets, no more bets, no more bets.
Mr. Roger. All right, sir, you are charged with one count of giving a false name and then one count of obstruction. I'm dismissing both those charges against you. I don't have any information of why you had to give your real name. It doesn't say. It just says that you didn't give your real name. Well, I need more information than that. So remember, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but these charges may come back. They may not. That's not my job to tell law enforcement how to do their job correctly. But I don't have enough evidence here, so I'm dismissing the case against you. So as long as you behave yourself and don't pick up any charges while you're there, and you don't have any charges anywhere that would cause you to remain in custody, you'll be free to go once this paperwork is processed. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Harris. Please don't come back. What is your name?
Antonio Jackson.
All right.
Big D. Oh, okay, what did this guy do? Jonathan, thank you. That's such a great reminder. We are doing a members only. Jonathan's gifting a membership. Yay! Make sure you have memberships turned on. What do we think he did? What do we think this guy did? Is it okay? Somebody's saying theft, worshiping Satan on Credence and Mikey. Is that a crime? Can they charge you with that? Because I worship Satan on a regular basis on Credence and Mikey. DUI. The big D emoji is in there. Tin Man, I don't know. I don't know how to tell about it. I don't think, am I Creed-frame? Because he might be, but I don't think I am. Assault. The members only is probably following this by 15 minutes, Mayor, if I can figure it out. It's been a long time since I had to do it, but I will do it. What do we think? Stabbed a guy with a pencil. Brian and Kimmy, do they give you pencils in jail? I guess he didn't have to commit this crime in jail. He could have committed it out and about, if you will. He didn't say bless you. There we go. Hit on your smiling face. He hit on my smiling face, Melon? Is that what he's saying? Used too much toilet paper. No more bets. Miss Carey's closed it. Let's get going. See what he did.
Jackson, give me just a moment, please. All right, sir, you were charged with one count of driving without a valid license. The bond is $1,000, and one count of loitering or piling. The bond is $1,000. Both charges are misdemeanors, so your total bond is $2,000. Are you going to be able to make that?
If I could get out of jail, I could.
Well, well, you got to have the money to get out of jail.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Well, okay. Let me ask you this. Your preliminary hearing date would be on January the 9th. Oh, sorry. Let me back up one step. If and when you do get out of jail, do not go back to 2039 Cedar Hill Drive. Don't go back to that address, okay? You probably don't even know that person or anything like that, but just don't go back there. Your preliminary hearing date would be in January. And so that's a long time to be incarcerated over these minor charges. I can't go any lower than that. So I guess my question is, if you're confident that you can bond out of jail, it really doesn't matter when your court date is. But if you don't think you can bond out of jail and you just want to go see a judge to address your charges, you can waive your preliminary hearing and it'll get in front of a judge much faster than January 9th. Well, I can't say you'll be in front of a state court judge before January 9th, but very, very likely you will be. So the question for you is, do you think you can bond out and it doesn't matter when your court date is, or do you want to waive your preliminary hearing? It's not going to change your bond amount or anything. It just gets you in front of a higher court judge faster.
Well, currently, sir, I just got my son.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm what I was out here for. And I get paid, but everything's on my phone, and by me not having my phone, anybody that can access my phone, I won't be able to bond out anytime soon right now.
So
Sir.
do you want to, I'm only asking you, I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying it's an option because you either bond out or you wait to see a judge. If you tell me I want to see a judge much faster than January the 9th, we can make that happen for you, but you don't give an evidentiary hearing, right? A preliminary hearing is where you can call witnesses and stuff like that. It's kind of like a mini trial. But if you're like, nah, man, I don't want to do that. I just want to get in front of.
If you're like, nah, man, judge. Oh, sometimes he is just so interesting. Anyways, if you're just getting here, make sure you've clicked in and subscribed to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're watching Dismissal Dan. He loves to dismiss cases more than any other judge I've ever met. So let's keep going.
Judge much faster, you can waive your preliminary hearing and we can make that happen for you. But you have to tell me that that's what you want to do. And I can't really, and I can't tell you which one is better because I'm not in your situation and I can't give legal advice.
I'll waive it.
Okay. All right.
I can see the judge.
Okay. That's fine. And you're doing that freely and voluntarily, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they'll have a piece of paper for you to sign saying that you're going to waive your preliminary hearing. That'll get you in front of a state court judge much faster. And then maybe you and the prosecutor or you, the prosecutor and an attorney can work out a deal for you a lot faster. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So they'll get that for you and you'll just need to sign it and then they'll send it back to me. I'll sign it and then it'll be processed with your paperwork. All right. I'm assuming, do you want a court appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own?
You can give me a court appointed.
Okay. And they'll be with you. They'll have attorneys there for they call them, I guess, jail arraignments. Misdemeanor court appointed attorney. All right, I will grant that request for you, Mr. Jackson. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name?
Okay, what did he do? Get your votes in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What did this gentleman do? I can't even tell you what his last name was. I'm gonna guess loitering and prowling because that has been the charge of the night. It seems like last night they got a refresher case on what loitering and prowling was at the Clayton County Sheriff's Office, and then they just charged it 7 times. So I'm gonna go with that. But what else do we got here? Assault, definitely drugs. DV, drugs. Tried a Jedi mind trick on a cop. I like that one. What else? What else? Possession, arrested for bad fashion choices, stalking, called 911. Do you mean interrupted in a 911 call? Did a bad 911 call, Nancy? What do you think? That's a good guess, though. A red light violation, cellulite yoga pants. That's actually also a very good guess. A licking ice cream challenge. He licked too much ice cream. Stealing a malfunctioning droid. DV going with dismissed. All of the above, says Nancy. No more bets. That's it. Let's see.
Carnegie, okay. All right, sir, you are charged with one count of driving on suspended license. The bond is 1,500. Actually, I'm going to change that to 1,000 instead of 1,500. Save you a little bit of money. And then giving a false name, I'm going to change that also to 1,000. So instead of your bond being 3,000, it's going to be 2,000. Are you going to be able to make that bond? Okay. All right, your next court date is going to be on January the 9th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court-appointed.
Okay. Just like I told, did you hear what I told the last guy? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
So if you don't think you can bond out, you can waive your preliminary hearing and your case will be sent to a higher judge much faster. But if you think you can bond out, then it really doesn't matter. So you just have to make that call. Do you want to try to bond out or do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
You back on bond out.
Okay. All right. Well, then I have approved your request for a court-appointed attorney. Any other questions?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's your name?
Material Millhouse.
Say what, sir? Also, this is not an old case. This is pretty new, and this dude's wearing ass. What do we got? What do we think? Trespassing. Criminal trespass is my guess on this one. He put the Crucio curse on his biatch. Freaking papa. You're too sober for this. That's not a guess, Melanie. Give me a guess. Drugs, miscarry. I think, what did I say? Criminal trespass, but also I think that let's go with the Harry Potter theme. He jumped behind the counter at the Three Broomsticks and drained a whole thing of butterbeer. Multiple traffic infractions, DV, prowling, imposter of an OBGYN, miscooked the pufferfish, called your mom, Nancy. That's hilarious. DV, indecent exposure, swans. Reminder. Reminder. Wands are required at Harry Potter World, sort of. No more bets. No more bets. No more bets. Let's go.
Oh, I did not get that at all.
Material Millhouse.
Okay, there we go. All right, you are in the JOTS system. So give me just a second. I gotta switch over real quick. All right, sir, you were charged with one count of obstruction of an officer, and the bond is 1,500, and simple assault, the bond is 2,500. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay, they're both misdemeanors. Your next court date is going to be on January the 9th. But if you bond out, then you do not have to appear for your court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I'm hiring my own attorney.
Okay. Do you know who that's going to be?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure that you do that ASAP because you don't want to, they're relatively minor charges, all things considering, but still you end up in the jail and that could be, be pretty serious. And if you change your mind, you can always be reconsider for a court-appointed attorney, but you don't want to wait too terribly long because you want somebody working on your case ASAP. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Millhouse, about your case?
No.
All right. Give me just a moment. I am going to sign off on this for you, sir. And then you'll just go over to a computer or a station or something and they'll get you to sign off on it as well. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, sir?
Boba Melton.
What in the fake wig ass hair is going on here? I'm eating a cookie. Guess. What is going on here? Seriously, what in the mother day is going on with his hair? He looks like Velma. Is it Velma from Scooby-Doo? That's what I think. Drugs. He thinks he's one of the Beatles. Brought an Uruk into a bar fight like Clint Eastwood. Exposed himself to the neighbor's dog without ordering a steak well done. That is a sin. That is an absolute fucking sin. Oh my God. Trespassing, pretending he was a veterinarian and that he was out spaying and neutering cats. Oh my God. Seriously. What is going on here? I'm going to guess. What is it when you look in somebody's window? Peeping. Yes, Kristen, peeping. Peeping. Dine and dash, trespass, hiding in the tree, looking at his high school crush's bedroom window. No more bets. No more bets. Let's go.
All right. All right, sir. Were you here with the other gentleman?
Yes, sir.
Got it. I thought so. All right. I'm going to give you the same thing because I feel like it's being consistent. How old are you?
18.
Got it. Are you still in school or have you graduated?
Nah, I'm currently doing online school.
Okay. All right. On track to finish that up this year or within the next 2 years?
Probably like 2 years. Cause
Okay.
I had a son, so I quit school and went to work.
Understood. I get it. I mean, I can't say that that's the best thing in the world for you because you still need education. But if are you also employed full time?
No, so I was working for my own landscaping business, but I currently was going through stuff, and I haven't been doing nothing lately.
I got you. All right. Well, I mean, that's a good skill to have. Again, just like I told the other guy, man, electricians, plumbers, AC, all of those things are always going to be in demand. I'm going to, I want to put a special condition on you, not because I want to be a jerk. It's because I want to encourage you and motivate you to finish up the school, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, all right. I'm just going to tell you as somebody that's lived on this earth for almost 40 years, finish up the school. And then if you don't like it, that's fine. Don't go to college if you don't want to do that, but pick up a skill, landscaping. There's a lot of trades out there that don't require you to go to college where people can be extremely successful, start their own businesses and do, quite frankly, better than a lot of lawyers out there. And so this is your opportunity to either you're hearing what I'm saying and you're going to retain it and apply it, or unfortunately, it's going to go one ear out the other, and then you're going to see another judge later on down the road, and it won't be as pleasant, if that makes sense. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
Okay. All right. I just want to, you're a young guy, man. You don't even know what this world is about. You haven't lived long enough yet, and that's okay. Hopefully you will. Let's see, your next court date is going to be on, are you going to be able to make your bond? Your bond is 3,500. It's the same as your co-defendant.
How much?
3,500. So your 10% is 350, 20% is 700, somewhere in that range between 350 and 700.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So if you make it, you do not need to appear for your court date on January the 8th. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just make sure that your address is up to date on the with the clerk's office, because they'll mail you out your next court date after that. And if you miss that court date, those judges will issue a warrant for your arrest. Okay. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Right now, court appointed, but I'll probably get one in the future.
That's fine. Then, it says on your application that you live in Tifton. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's a long ways away from home. Just make sure that, if you do change and hire an attorney later on down the road, that they put in the paperwork and know what they're doing. All right. So I'm going to grant your request for a court appointed attorney. I think we've gone over everything. I will tell you, I don't know who's the bad influence on who, or if you guys just get together and bad things happen, but just make sure that you are very careful who you hang around. And I would have told the other guy the same thing, because, someone had the idea and then you all got in trouble for it, right?
We just made a bad decision.
Understood. I get it. Well, luckily it's not the end of the world for you, hopefully. So you'll either learn from it and never come back again, or unfortunately you'll be back under worse circumstances. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Melton. Good luck to you. Don't come back.
All right, thank you.
You gotta get up. Sit down. What's that? He's in a wheelchair, sir.
Okay. Is that Mr. Queen?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Queen. Mr. Queen, you are charged with one count.
Ooh, just caught it. What is he charged with? One count of what? From his wheelchair, no less. Get your votes in quick. Please, as a reminder, we're doing a members only after this. But for right now, what did he do? Mr. Queen do? Assault? Theft by taking, fleeing and eluding. I think he stole the wheelchair. I'm going with he stole the wheelchair, and that they let him keep it somehow, but that he stole the wheelchair. That's my guess. Panhandling is a crime. Gang violence. He's definitely a runner. Performing oral sex on an Old Navy mannequin. Okay. That's weird. Jim Huntsman's thinking a dismissal. Shoplifting, Michelle Moreland says. What do we think? That's closed. Insurance fraud. No more bets. Let's go.
Obstruction. Let me see here. The misdemeanor version, the bond is $2,000, and then one count of terroristic threats, misdemeanor version, the bond is $2,000. Excuse me. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay.
Wait, Judge. Hold on. We got to go back. Did he just say obstruction and then terroristic? One word we don't. Well, there's a few words we don't say, and that's one of them. Is that what he said? Fucking God. Mr. Queen.
What's that? He's in a wheelchair, sir.
Okay. Is that Mr. Queen?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Queen. Mr. Queen, you are charged with one count of obstruction. Let me see here. The misdemeanor version, the bond is $2,000, and then one count of terroristic threats, misdemeanor version, the bond is $2,000. Excuse me. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay. You do have a preliminary hearing date set for January the 9th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed.
Okay. Mr. Queen, do you have any questions about your case?
Yeah, I don't know how.
What's that?
Say what?
Man, I was on my porch.
You gotta fit it.
I didn't say nothing, nobody.
Well, now's not the time to talk about the facts of your case. My question is, do you have a question about your bond amount or your next court date or your attorney?
No.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Queen.
Hey, Joe.
All right. We should have Sanders next.
Sanders, yes.
Sanders. Are you Mr. Sanders?
Mr. Sanders, what were you charged with? Was it emptying a children's sand pit? Was it something else? The people in the chat will guess. Get in your guess of what Mr. Sanders did next. I just stood on something. Oh my God, I'm feeling so old lately when I have to bend down and I'm like, have to brace my back a little bit. I gotta do more twerking, I think. Tin Man emptying his bladder on a child? Mr. Sanders was charged with producing undercooked fried chicken. Having mirrors on the top of his shoes so he could look at women's skirts. Drove with a revoked license, stealing water, talking to a tree, fleeing, theft, indecent exposure. He was peeing on the runway of the airport. He didn't recycle. Brian and Kimmy, that is a good one, okay? In Canada, you can get in big trouble if you don't recycle and compost properly. I was almost, it was high up on my list of things that endeared me to the United States is how you can throw away all your stuff. Anyways, no more bets, no more bets, no more bets. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Sanders. Thank you for speaking up. I appreciate that. Hear you loud and clear. Give me just a moment because you are on the newer system. So we're gonna go back and forth a little bit. All right, Mr. Sanders, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances. Well, 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act and 1 count of crossing the guard line. I'm dismissing the crossing the guard line charge against you because A, you don't have to incriminate yourself, and B, you didn't voluntarily bring the drugs in. You were brought over by an officer, and then C, they should have found those drugs before they brought you over. So that particular charge I'm dismissing, okay? But the 2 drug charges I am keeping. So the bond is going to be $3,000 for both of those charges. So your total bond is going to be $6,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then also, I don't think that the crossing the guard line charge is going to come back, but it could. I don't think it will, and I'm not going to tell anybody to, but just FYI, that charge could come back later on down the road, okay? All right. You do have the right to hire your own. Well, actually, let me back up. Your next court date is going to be on January the 8th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed.
Okay. I will grant that request for you, sir. Give me just a moment. Go to summary, review, and sign. I just need to sign this. Okay. All right, I have signed that. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Sanders, you are good to go. Good luck to you, and please don't come back. All right, should be Washington.
Yes, sir. Unwashed.
All right, what did Mr. Washington do, ladies and gentlemen? Probably our second to last guy of the, maybe third to last. Big D is pretty fast. That was like a half a D. I tend to agree with him on that charge of bringing things over guard lines. It is the responsibility of the guards at the facilities to do the proper checking. So when somebody successfully evades you by getting items over guard lines, yeah, I'm not sure about that, especially if you're taken through involuntarily. It would be one thing. I think that charge was meant to be for people who are visiting prisons, uh, as opposed to those being involuntarily incarcerated, because they did not knowingly or willingly cross the guard line with the contraband, is what I would argue. If I was a lawyer, I'm so obviously not a lawyer. It's not even that funny. Colin, welcome. Thanks for being here. We are just finishing up with our um, Big D Dismissal Dan docket. I guess we could call it Triple D Dismissal Dan docket. Before we head into a members only in a little bit, it's going to be fun. Fun. What we're guessing what this guy did. I'm seeing drugs, assault, DV, resisting an officer, DV, and people are throwing snowballs. I fucking love it. Snowball fights happening. DUI, Michelle is guessing. What do we think? What do we think? For spelling like a Canadian mayor. Oh, oh, to my heart. Belching in public. That's it. No more bets. And no more bets. Although I will get in, he wasn't kind and didn't rewind a VHS tape from Blockbuster. Or he broke the backboard on a basketball court.
Mr. Washington, you are charged with, this is an old warrant. This is over 3 years ago. All right, Mr. Washington. Well, that tells me that you haven't had any interaction with law enforcement over the past three and a half years.
I've been locked up the whole time.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Oh, sir, shut your fucking mouth. You could have. Oh. Sir, you haven't been in trouble in the last 3 years at all. Well, sir, I've been locked up. No. Oh. Don't block your blessings, darling. Vicky, welcome. Thanks for being here. Drum roll, please.
They're just bringing you back to address this.
So
I got you. All right. Well, I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. Are you free of any other charges? Is this the only thing holding you?
Currently in federal custody, serving 96 months. That's what I'm saying. You can't just do this. Ain't gonna even make a difference in what I got going on.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You got to understand, I don't have all that information. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have all that. So you telling it to me, that makes sense, right? Because either A, you've been somewhere, or B, you hadn't had any contact with law enforcement. But here's the thing. This will probably, I can't predict the future, but most likely you'll speak with an attorney and they'll get this worked out for you. Okay. But I'm very limited in what I can do. So I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. Don't have any contact with Jaquita Childs, but again, that's not going to be an issue for you. Your next court date is going to be on. Next court date is going to be on January 9th. Do you want to just waive your preliminary hearing and just get up in the state court as quickly as possible, or do you want to have a prelim? It's up to you.
Okay, if I waive preliminary, will I be able to get in court in December sometime?
I can't make that promise just because of holidays and stuff like that. But I would guess yes, but I don't want you to be like, Judge, you told me I could do it, because I don't want to make that promise. But I can guarantee, I'm very, very, very confident you'll get there faster than January 9th.
Okay, yeah. It really don't matter. I'm going to pay the bond. So it can do either one of them.
Okay, well, I just need to know whether you want to have a preliminary hearing or not, because if you want to have one, you're entitled to it, but if you don't, you can just waive it.
I'm fine. I waive it.
Okay, so they'll get you a piece of paper saying that you want to waive your prelim, and then we'll get you up in the state court much faster, okay? Okay, do you have any other questions, Mr. Washington?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, Mr. Washington.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Did he have a little sandwich in a bag there? Also, Mikey, you don't handle balls? That's good to know. Good to know. Colin, you do handle balls? Is that what we're gathering here? What did this guy do, guys? What do we think? What's happening? Think selling bootleg Merkins. Hey, wait, why would you need to touch your balls when you're peeing? That doesn't make any sense. Wearing a dead cat as a hat on a Tuesday. Selling bootleg Merkins is already. Oh, that has just tickled my Merkin. I love it. Shoplifting. Blinded another driver with glare from his head. He seems a little dull. Could have been. Jaywalking in a school zone. Also, don't you need to squeeze them to get all the pee out? Courtney, what? Listen, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say, I'm going to say nothing. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say nothing. No more bets. Let's just see this. That's what I've decided. I'm going to say nothing about it. Ugh. The harder I've squeezed, no peas come out. Let's just say that.
Give me just a moment, sir. Just making some notes here. Mr. Washington.
Wait, watch Mr. Washington's bag in his hand. It's going to be quick. You're going to see it just for a moment. Watch at the bottom of the screen as he comes in. I believe he's carrying that same sandwich we saw earlier in this stream.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, Mr. Washington.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Give me just a moment, sir. Just making some notes here. All right, what's your name?
Ronald Lee Washington.
Okay, so you are a different Mr. Washington.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, where? Give me just a second because your paperwork may be mixed in with the other Mr. Washington.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was with two young guys.
Yeah. Okay, I got you, Mr. Washington. Here we go. The thing is, you had the same last name as that previous gentleman, and so I just had your paperwork together.
I thought we was brothers in here.
I got you. All right, Mr. Ronald Washington, you are charged with one count of obstruction, misdemeanor. The bond is $500, and one count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana. The bond is $1,000. Your total bond is $1,500. Are you going to be able to make that bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll tell you. Give me a second. Let me read this real quick. Silver Lexus, tags are playing red. Crumble. Oh, when I said obstruction, I meant tag obstruction, not like officer obstruction.
That was my sister's car. She has a tag thing around it. And
I got you.
Know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Okay. Bond is $1,500. Your next court date is January 9th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I'll just go court-appointed for now. If I change it, I'll just get with them.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. I will grant that request. Do you have any questions, Mr. Washington?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Alright.
Tell your sister to fix her car so you don't get pulled over anymore.
Alright, thanks.
And then I have Edwards.
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay.
All right, hope he don't echo.
We will give it our best shot.
Hey. We don't want to discuss. Come on, Mr. Edwards. All right, now, talk to the judge, okay?
All right.
All right, now, talk to the judge, okay?
Okay, what did he do? Also, good night, Colin. Watch out for catfish with a PH. Are those like particularly fat ass catfish or what? I'm just joking. No, seriously, always watch out for catfish. Protect yourself online, ladies and gentlemen. If it sounds too good to be true, it is likely way too good to be true. Yes, spill the tea. It's tea, Mikey. The young people call it tea, not dirt. Back in the day, it was dirt. Now it's tea. Hot tea. Spill the hot tea. What did this guy do? Assault. He catfished Colin. Theft of Twinkies and hot cocoa. Stealing taquitos from 7-Eleven. Kung fu fighting, but in his defense, everyone was doing it. Throwing snowballs. Assault. What else? I'm gonna guess that he was receiving stolen property. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Receiving stolen property, public baiting, Courtney says. DV. Oh, what else? Who else? Somebody else? Firearms charges. Tin Man. It's too real. We don't want that. I want a funny thing. This is what I want. Brian and Kimmy didn't make the bed in the morning. Yes, that's what I want him to be charged with. Also, does everybody here make their bed in the morning? I'd like to know that. Tell me right now, do you make your bed every morning? If you do, is it a hassle or is it like, oh my God, I like making my bed? Tell me all about that. A trollop is only a troll with lipstick on. Avoid at all costs. That's a good fucking point. Eating a fish taco. You used to, but you stopped a year ago. What's making a bed? You have it made. You haven't made it? You have made it? I think Mayor's trying to say he hasn't made it. Jim's saying that he left the seat up. Ugh, Mike, YouTube Daddy has become much more strict about comments. It's not me. Please know that I do not have any moderation turned on like that. Your comments coming through. Sniffing pussy farts in a fire lane. I like it. You make all the beds in the house, Miss Carrie? I feel like, well, you know how I get around that? I make the bed and then I sleep on the couch. And that's the way I do it. Make the bed, sleep on the couch. Then I don't have to make the bed again. And I don't unmake it. Kristen, you love a crisp made bed. You even iron your sheets if you have time. Oh, girl? Shit. And this is Kristen who's single by choice for life, she said. Girl, I'm gonna find you a guy that loves ironed sheets. It's gonna turn him on so much. There is a man. He exists. We're gonna find him. A made bed is nice. I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is, if you do it, do you hate doing it or do you like doing it? I think that's the key. Miss Carrie cares about what people see when they come to her apartment. Joke's on you. don't have people over. No, I mean, I've been honest. I sleep on the couch for the most part. That's really where I end up sleeping. But hotels, I do appreciate a nice hotel. We've all heard me talk about hotel sex, how the sex is even better in a hotel on vacation. There's just something like that. Something like that. I do like clean sheets. Don't get me wrong. I prefer clean sheets, but they don't have to be made fresh. Like, but changed every like 2 or 3 days, I think is probably a good idea. That's why I like having like 7 pairs of sheets. Um, yeah. Vicky, you sleep on the couch too? I get that. I like sleeping on the couch ever since I've been sleeping alone because it feels like somebody's sleeping at my back. How sad is that? I actually like sleeping with somebody. And I, never mind. No more bets. No more bets. No more bets. Let's go.
All right, Mr. Edwards, you are charged with 1 misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. I am going to set a bond of $3,000.
$3,000. Can I speak, sir?
Wait.
Hold on. Yes, the answer to your question is yes, but wait until I'm done, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions, okay?
Yes.
All right, very good. We're going to get along, Mr. Edwards. Bond is $3,000. You do have a special condition to not have any contact with Amin Bimani, but I'm sure you don't even know who that is. And then also do not return back to the Dunkin' Donuts located at 6622 Terra Boulevard. So you can go to any store you want, just don't go back to that particular one, okay? Now, your next court date is going to be on January the 9th, but if you bond out, you do not have to wait for that court date. Hold on.
You broke up.
Oh, I said your next court date is January the 9th for a preliminary hearing. However, if you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, you do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
What are you saying? I have to stay in jail?
Well, okay, let me break it down like this.
I had to meet with Human Resources at Home Depot.
Okay. Well, listen to me, okay? Listen to me.
And I wasn't
you have a bond of $3,000. If you are able to pay your bond,
I'm not.
Okay. Well, give me a second. Do you want to have a preliminary hearing or do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
I'm trying to understand what's the charge. The Dunkin' Donuts man said you could come inside because my hands and feet were hurting from the cold. He told me, I walked out, lit a cigarette, next thing the cop pulled up, locked me up.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna give you a little bit of background information, okay? I'm just trying to help you understand, but I don't have all the answers for all of your questions. It says here that back in December the 11th of last year, they gave you a criminal trespass warning to not go back to that property. Okay. Now that was last year.
Right.
Hold on. You just let me tell you. Now, whether or not the owner gave you permission to come back there, I don't know. I wasn't there. That is what's called a legal defense that you are going to discuss with your lawyer, and then they'll be able to present that either to the solicitor's office or to the state court judge. I'm not a state court judge, unfortunately for you, right? So you telling me right now, it's not going to change anything because I can't make that call. I can't decide whether you are guilty or whether you are not guilty. That's for another judge to decide, okay? So it may be frustrating to you and you may not like it, and I understand that's the case.
I missed out on my job, is what you're telling me?
No, what I'm telling you is this, that you can either A, have a preliminary hearing, or B, you can waive your preliminary hearing. You tell me which you want to do.
I don't know what does that mean.
Do you want to go in front of it? Well, okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make it easy for you because you don't know what it is, and it sounds like you have.
I just don't want to stay in jail to January and I got a job, and I can earn and do what I need to do.
I hear you. Nobody wants to stay in jail, so you're going to have a preliminary hearing because it sounds like you have a legal defense, and that's an opportunity for you to present it. Now, the last question for you is: do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
I don't even know an attorney to call one, sir.
Okay, that's okay. Then I can appoint one for you and you'll have an attorney.
Can I say something?
1 second. Hold on.
1 second. Thank you, Chris Engelby. Appreciate you and all your comments on the videos. I so appreciate it. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night. And I appreciate all the replay crew, by the way, but especially if you tell me that your replay crew in the comments makes me so happy.
The full self was 13 years old, sir.
Mr. Edwards, whatever it is that you're about to tell me, it probably won't help you. It will possibly harm you more to keep talking than if you just not say anything and then speak with an attorney, because I'm not here to represent you. I am not going to help you in that regard. So whatever it is that you want to tell me, it's probably best that you don't say it, okay? I'm going to appoint you an attorney because it sounds like you cannot afford one for your own, that's fine. And then it also sounds like you have a legal defense. And so you can discuss that with your lawyer. Remember, I'm not here to represent you. So a lot of the personal details.
How much time on my face?
You know that, sir. Listen.
What's the maximum time
Listen.
that you can do on criminal trespass?
The maximum, listen, the maximum penalty for criminal trespass is a $1,000 fine or up to 12 months in the Clayton County Jail. That's the maximum penalty. Okay. Now, do you have any other questions? Not do you want to tell me something? Do you have an actual question?
How long would I be in the Clayton County Jail?
That I can't answer. I don't know. Any other questions? All right. That's all the people that I have.
Yes, sir. That's it. We're done.
Okay, so I think I have a couple of waivers that I need to get back.
Miss Kristen, I get more subscribers. I think that's the best way to put it. When folks like you guys add something in the comments, it just adds to the algorithm that YouTube Daddy looks at to show people this stuff. YouTube Daddy is pretty good at knowing what you like. I guarantee if you go onto a thing and you see advertisements for large-breasted women doing yoga or describing their bras, that's probably what you're into. Or court, maybe court would be more standard. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that do comment. It seriously is very, very helpful. We are almost done, actually pretty much done this set of hearings. What we're gonna do, okay, 7 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock your guys' time, late time, I mean, that is quite late, but what we're gonna do is 20 minutes. I know, give me 20 minutes because I have to figure out how to do it, but I'm gonna set up a members only. We're going to be watching one of my absolute favorite Karen videos. It's years old. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but it is one of my absolute favorites. And then we have a newer video that is less standard to be on the channel. But seriously, I do honestly appreciate each and every, the comments seriously help a lot. I think part of what happens to a channel like this is that it's very interactive live, but that equates to less interesting later for a rewatch in some ways. So I appreciate the replay crew. Can we hit snowballs there? I think so, Nancy. That's what I got to work on. So please remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow, but also in about 20 minutes for members only. I love you guys. Bye. Now me and Streamlabs have to work with YouTube Daddy to make a members only work. See you guys soon.